All right, so this device is called a zip level. The official term for it is a hydrostatic altimeter.
You gotta say my name 3 times.
Basically, it's like a really big bubble level. So what we use it for, and foundation companies use this device as well, is we want to get elevation changes or potential elevation changes in the foundation. So we get a center point near the spot that we can get the closest to the home. We zero out the device, and then we move around and we just take some random measurements, typically about every 15 to 20 feet apart, around the perimeter of the home, so that we can see what kind of elevation changes there might be in the foundation. All right, so what we do is we zero out the device here at the center of the home, which I've already done. So now that you wanna make sure that as you go around the home, this yellow cord here doesn't get bound up, that you wanna make sure that no one's walking on it or hitting it, because what can happen is the measurement on the screen, the digital display, will jump up and down, and you want that to be as accurate as possible. So after we zero it, then we just kind of go around and hit spots around the perimeter. And what we're looking for is the differences, if any, up or down. There are allowable changes in the foundation or variances that are okay, that still communicate that the foundation is properly supporting. So I use a website or an app, and then I just put in the measurements as I go of the changes from the center of the house. There's what's called allowable tilt in the foundation as well. Also, even if it was like, think of this as your foundation, if it was tilted this way or this way, there's an allowable amount of that. There's an equation that you can use to figure that out. Most homes are well within, well, depending on the home. The tilt's not usually an issue, but sometimes you can have what's called a deflection. So the foundation could be relatively flat and then kind of have like a spot where it slopes down away from that center dramatically from the other measurements. So those are things that we look for too, because that would show that maybe that area of the home's not properly supported, and things can affect that, whether it's if the home's older, sometimes the drain lines could have damage, and it's allowing erosion or swelling of the soil. If the home is occupied, there's water in the soil, it's causing it to expand and contract here in the Dallas area. And then you can get changes in the foundation because of those things. So when we do the elevation measurements of the foundation in a garage, we don't use the floor. The floor of the garage is sloped to drain out if there was moisture in the garage. So we use the ceiling. So we get a measurement at the doorway on the house side of any change between the center of the house and the doorway. And then what we do is we measure off the ceiling and then make the necessary adjustments to the measurements that we now take from the garage in regards to the measurement that we got off this floor as well. So for this one, I got a plus 0.2 difference. So 0.2 of an inch is what this device measures in tenths of inches. So I got 0.2 of an inch difference above the center of the floor. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zero it out on the ceiling, and then I'll get 2 measurements at the front of the garage, and then I will add those 0.2 to my measurement, and then that will give me my elevation change for the garage. So it's a negative 1/10, so I add 0.2 to it, I get a plus 1/10. Make sure that it's stable so you get a proper measurement. So this one's negative 4/10, so then I add my 0.2 and I get my negative 0.2 for the garage. So 0.2, negative 0.2, and negative 1, positive 1/10.